So there's a leak of a little drip of water coming from right up there. And I'm gonna go outside and show you where this was coming from. So here's what happened. Let me show you real quick before I start applying caulking. There's a gap in between that metal. If you can see right there, this is a steel beam. And there's a gap between the steel beam and the bricks. Let me see if you can see it there better. And that gap was never ever filled. There was never, I'm pretty sure since this house was built, they never put, there's no trace of there being any caulking at any time in history. And I just seen this now because I moved in here a year ago, and for the first time it was raining hard and horizontal, it's coming in sideways, and it went in there because normally, it's raining kind of down at an angle, nothing's almost going to go in there. But it was, for the first time in a year, it rained really bad horizontally. Not that it was hard coming down, and that created that problem. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do, where did I put the caulking? Is I'm gonna fill it in. And I had a choice with what I have here, because I could paint over it later. It was either gonna be white, I believe this one's black, at least by the color of the bottle. So we'll see. Either way, I'm gonna buy some paint of the color that's in between the actual bricks, and I'll go ahead and paint that afterwards. Let me do it this way. These are the surprises you get sometimes a year later after you move into a house. You never know. Little stupid things like this. But that could have been solved years ago. I'm surprised that no one ever noticed this before. Because at some point it had to have rain hard horizontally. There's no big deal. We're gonna solve this problem now. Let me see. I might have to open this whole burger here. Yep, that's what it is. Because this little hole that it has right now, I'm never gonna finish that. I'll get a blade and cut that a little bit bigger. See if this is a good size. I don't want to make it too big because I want it to fit in here a little bit. Here we go. In some places it has a gap here that's almost a quarter inch. Incredible. this is a very tedious process because I'm trying to fill in some of that gap, not just from the outside, like, you know, making it even, but pushing some in into that crevice. Oh man, this is one of those moments when you're doing so much caulking that an electric Milwaukee caulk gun will be handy. Because your hand gets tired, especially when it's a thick caulk coming out like this one. This is not the very liquefied one. This is very thick, gooey material. Also a couple of little cracks around here that I probably should fill in now. I don't know. Some little crack here. I don't know if water goes in through there. But I'll do those. Thinking about doing it at another point. But I might as well take care of it now. Those holes are not even all the way in. This one, I wonder what in the world is what was put here at some point. Another big gap right here between those bricks. Taking care of these right now. that look? Looks good. Now let's continue on over here. Even though I think I should stop and clean my fingers before this gets stuck. Good thing I got 2 of these bottles because I don't know if this is going to be enough. Well. I'm almost halfway. That's a big cavity in this spot here. That's why I'm taking longer. Now before this dries up, let me even it out a little bit here. Go pause this and wipe my hand down, and then I'll do the rest. I went ahead and moved the camera here before unpausing to give you a different angle, and I moved the ladder also a bit. Hold on, I had the tip the wrong way, I think. Approaching another big void here, so I gotta go slower, pump some more in there. I wanted to grab good on this, the big cavities, and not just be a little bit of this caulk outside of it, just basically grabbing out superficially, you know. There's such a big void in the back, because when there's always some on the shallow parts. There's some of that cement material that is grabbing onto, but when it's a void, it would just be grabbing onto the edges of the top there, which is the brick, and then the edge in the bottom, which is that metal. So it would barely grab onto anything. When there's stuff in the back, yeah, it'll grab onto that mud, you know, that cement stucco mix. But when there's nothing, I build it up so you can create like a bulge in the back there and have its own material to hold on to. You know, it's like a ball of it back there. So where it's deep, I put extra. So I go slower. It is very thick to push this out of here. Okay, we're approaching another deep part. You have no idea the amount of strength to push this. And again, because I also, not only is it thick, but I cut very little the hole so I could go in there as much as I can. Let me see something. Here we go. A lot of it went into that spot, I'll tell you that. Here we got another one. Another winner. Coming up. Here we go. Wow, this just doesn't end. Yeah, you see me taking a break. The hand actually gets tired. Yeah. And if you don't believe me, buy this Quad Max. Stretches 5 times. OSI, tougher than the Elements. And just cut the little tip off, just very little bit. And you'll see how hard it is to get this through here. In case somebody's thinking, oh, it can't be that hard. Oh, trust me, it can be. Really just making the hole bigger and that's it. But man, I'm gonna make a mess. Somebody's having fun testing. Here we go, another big spot coming off right now. I'm good. Now another big spot, and that's it. Perfect. Now I got 3 more little of these holes here. Let me see. No, 4. 1, 2. Must have been something with a very small piece of nail here that they put across. Alrighty, we're all done. Finally. Let me flatten this out a little bit. Dirty my finger again here. That seems like a wrap. Nothing else. Anyways, this will be it for this video. I'll catch you on the next one.